Welcome to That's Good Sports, the toilet bowl of NFL news, and today I have a couple things I want to talk about, but first, I want to ask, who's better at fingering their own mouth, Joe Flacco or Jameis Winston? Now, Jameis may have committed to the role of an insane person better, and Joe may have, definitely was mocking Jameis Winston, but in fairness, Joe actually got a W he was able to eat, so I think Joe Flacco ate the W better. I also really think Jameis Winston might be insane. Now, I'm going to dive into this Adam Gase and John Elway feud and explain what needs to change besides everything here in Denver moving forward for the Broncos. That's good sports. This episode is sponsored by BetDSI. There's a link in the description. If you go to betdsi.com and use my promo code GOOD25, you're gonna get $25 free to wager however you want. You can bet on any sport, any game. I'm giving you $25 free to do it, and BetDSI is one of the best sports books out there. I don't know how I can give you a better deal as a viewer. I am giving you $25 free to turn into more money. What other place on earth is giving you free money with the chance to turn into more money? Nowhere. If you watch the Broncos-Dolphins game Sunday, while Broncos fans and Dolphins fans only watch the game Sunday, you may have noticed that Dolphins head coach Adam Gase was doing his best job to give John Elway the middle finger. I mean, when you kick an onside kick with a 24-point lead, it means there is bad blood in the air and the water and the dirt. Now, according to the Miami Herald, Gase is pissed off at Elway because John allegedly badmouthed Adam Gase when he was about to be offered the head coaching job in San Francisco. The then GM, Trent Baalke, supposedly gave the impression to Adam Gase that the job was his until Baalke spoke with John Elway, at which point he shifted gears and decided to promote defensive coordinator Jim Tomsula instead. Now, this is interesting for many reasons. If you remember, this offseason, there were rumors that Joe Ellis was in conversations with Trent Baalke to join the Broncos in the front office or in some capacity. So the idea that Elway and Baalke trust each other isn't that far-fetched. Now, at the time when Adam Gase was interviewing for the head coaching spot, he thought maybe Elway badmouthed him to Baalke because Elway wanted to make Gase the head coach in Denver. We now know that was never going to happen, and it's understandable that if this is all true, and it's speculation, but I have to believe there's some fire behind this smoke being promoted by Miami sports journalists. It's understandable why Adam Gase is probably not a big fan of John Elway. Another reason this is interesting is that it could clear Trent Baalke from being labeled as the dumbest GM in NFL history ever for being stupid. If Elway didn't badmouth Gase, that means Trent Baalke thought Jim Tomsula was honestly a better head coaching candidate than Adam Gase. And that is the dumbest fucking thing I have ever heard. And I'm not 100% sold on the idea that Gase will be a great head coach. But if your head coach looks like this, or this, and he isn't coaching the 85 Bears, he's going to set your franchise back at least 2 years. I knew the second I looked at Jim Tomsula, it was the wrong call, especially when that move follows the firing of Jim Harbaugh. Just because they have the same first name doesn't mean they're at all on the same level, Trent. But if he was set on Adam Gase, but then was persuaded by John Elway that Gase was a bad coach or a fan of Downton Abbey, the worst thing you can be in the NFL, back at that time, then maybe Baalke was duped. Or maybe Elway is a next-level genius, sacrificing Gase to set up Baalke so that his buddy John Lynch could get the job in the future in exchange for a big favor, say in 2018 when Elway knew he would need a QB. Next-level shit by John Elway. Or, and more plausibly, maybe John Elway has bad people skills. Think about all the former players and coaches who are no longer fans of Elway. We've heard Peyton Manning didn't leave on good terms with John, We now know Adam Gase is definitely not a fan. You've got TJ Ward, Eric Decker, who didn't even get a conversation or offer from Elway and the Broncos when he was a free agent. Neither did Julius Thomas. Malik Jackson wanted to be here but felt disrespected. Danny Trevathan didn't get an offer or talk with the Broncos. Calais Campbell got lowballed. There's stories floating around there about Jack Del Rio and John Elway getting into a physical confrontation, or at the very least a vocal argument in front of the team. John Fox was out the door. Wade Phillips lowballed. I mean, I feel like there's a pattern there, and I hate to point it out. I mean, just think about the CJ Anderson contract extension. The Broncos weren't going to give him shit until Adam Gase made CJ an offer. It's all getting very muddy now, and we will all read as deeply into this as possible until the Broncos start winning again. I hate pointing out that Elway may be terrible at dealing with people. He was my fucking idol growing up. Him and Barbara Streisand. I'd lay on my bed late at night, staring at my John Elway posters, listening to Barbara Streisand's He Touched Me.
He touched me.
He touched me.
He touched me.
He touched me. Oh,
he touched me.
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 What does that all mean? I think you can connect the dots. Here's the thing. Being a hard ass works when you have a quarterback and or are winning. That's why Belichick can do it. Right now, Elway doesn't have a quarterback, and his team, it could be argued, is the worst in the league. He has to change how he operates, and not just because maybe people think he's a dick, but because he now has no leverage. Denver is not an enticing destination if you're a player. So Elway needs to turn on the charm, find a quarterback, and get the okay from Joe Ellis to start spending big dick money. Players will work for a dick if they might get a shot at a Super Bowl, or if their bank account has a daily spending limit of ridiculous. But what can we do? What can we do as fans? Well, one thing you can do to help the Broncos is help me by making a monthly donation to my Patreon account. This week, I have big dick Patreon shoutouts for Taylor Savaldi, Jason Schaefer, Jonah In, aka Jonah Norwood, making a donation for her husband who loves the show. You're a lucky man, Spencer Norwood, Matthew Montgomery, Michael Stingel, Andy's Classic Comics upping their monthly to $4, Scott from Scotland, Andres Bosilis, and Alec Johnson. Thank you guys, your donations are what will keep this channel going for years to come. And my reward to my patrons is I'm giving away That's Good Broncos t-shirts from the That's Good Broncos store. Well, any t-shirt you want. I don't care which fucking one it is. All you have to do to get a shirt from the store is send me a message on Patreon and either write something funny in the message or a reason why you deserve the shirt, something that I find entertaining or interesting, and I will select like 5 winners and send you shirts before Christmas. So if you want some free merch, that's how you get it. Send me those Patreon messages. I think it's important that you understand I'm not trying to shit on Elway. I've been defending players, coaches all season, saying we don't need to shit on these guys when they are doing or they're performing poorly, all right? And the same goes for John Elway. It's fair to be critical of the decisions he's made and how it's affecting this football team's performance. But there are people right now who want to pile on Elway, call him a cocksucker motherfucker, and I'm not gonna do that. I don't think it's fair to him because I think Elway can right the ship. He's done it once as a GM. He helped shape a team that was playing poorly and turned it into a team that appeared in 2 Super Bowls, winning 1. And once you show you can be successful, I think there is strong evidence that would suggest you can do it again. And I believe that is true for John Elway. The thing I'm saying, and the thing I think a lot of people are saying, is he has to reevaluate how he is going to build his team moving forward. He has to look in the mirror and ask himself, What do I need to change about the way I am handling player personnel decisions, hiring coaches, evaluating player talent? There's a lot of things that need to be addressed, and I think, like I've said for players and coaches, Elway deserves the chance and time to prove he can change or bring in somebody to do the things that he realizes he's not doing well. That's all I wanted to say. From the logical part of my brain. The illogical part of my brain says, Elway, what the fuck, man? I'm sitting right here in my basement. I've been pretty damn good at predicting which players will be successful, which teams are going to be successful, what things you should do. I could be a personal advisor. I will work for a salary of whatever you think is fair, above $500,000 a year. $750K, $1 million, is that a steal? I'll work for that. Thanks for watching another episode of That's Good Broncos. Make sure you subscribe here on YouTube. Share these videos on Facebook. You gotta share them. Yeah, the Bronco season's over. We're still gonna watch every week though, right guys? You like pain, everybody? Pain don't hurt. Pain don't hurt. Take the Roadhouse, Patrick Swayze approach, everybody. Pain don't hurt.